Hey guys, welcome back to the WODdoc Project 365, episode 1306. Guys, if you're following along on YouTube, please jump on over to thewoddoc.com. Check out all of our full-length videos. That's where we house them. What we're talking about today, guys, is fascial mobility, using some rock floss, and choosing a direction at which you wrap, all right? I think a lot of the things that we do when we're starting to use floss is done very haphazardly, and I'm trying to bring your attention so that way you can key in on some specifics that can help you guys out. When we are trying to mobilize using a compressive rubber band, we really need to pay attention to how we are mobilizing. So we need to evaluate how that skin is moving up over top, because the skin itself is going to play a part into that mobility of that specific region. So for instance, if I decide or determine through my evaluation that I am deficient in moving in a certain direction, let's say that it's going this way, going from the anterior portion of my shin to the posterior portion, I should wrap so that way I can come into a direction and cause some tissue drag, as you're seeing in that, with that represented with that line. Again, vice versa, I should, if I find that I have less tissue mobility going from the posterior to the anterior portion of my shin, I should wrap in the opposite direction to aid that type of tissue mobility. Let me show you what I mean here, guys. Rather than talking to my buddies as I'm wrapping myself, I should evaluate and then do it with a purpose as to which way I'm going to draw this tissue. So again, say I evaluated it and I decided that it was less mobile going from anterior to posterior. I'm going to wrap in a direction where I'm coming around, and I guess this would be counterclockwise the way I'm looking at it, where I'm coming around and then adding between 50% of that elasticity to that wrap. And you can start to see that line is starting to bend, right? So if I let go from right here, that's where that line was. If I'm pulling, you can start to see that line is moving. All right, now I don't have any tension on the back side of this, but when I get back to the front of my shin, I'm going to pull again with about 50%. And you can really see how that line starts to bend, and it's representing that tissue getting drugged. So I get up to the top right here, I'm going to pull again, right? So you guys can see as I do this, what I'm doing is I'm creating this rotational shear, right? So rather than just wrapping around my ankle haphazardly or any appendage, it's just really easy for me to show you guys that way. Rather than just doing it haphazardly, why don't you go ahead and evaluate how those tissues are moving, because they are playing a part into your overall mobility in your appendage, right? So evaluate that and go into and wrap into that area of tissue tightness, okay? And in this case, this example I showed you was from the anterior portion of the shin to the posterior, so I was wrapping in a counterclockwise fashion, okay? But if you want better results from your floss, try this out. Questions, comments, post them below, guys. And otherwise, we're here each and every day optimizing function to optimize performance.